Hello, my name's Richard. I am the Beery Boater. The last time when I left you, I did mention that next thing you would see would be me installing the timber uprights. Well, I've had a change of plan. I will be doing that in due course, but the first thing I really need to do is to sort this floor out. So at the moment, we've got a temporary OSB floor down. I need to lift all of that, vacuum up all the sand that's been left as a result of the grit blasting, and also remove any of the remaining spray foam that happens to be down there. So that's the job I'm going to be doing for today, and maybe even tomorrow, depending on how long it takes. Once I've done that, I'll then go over it again, section by section, taking all of the ballast out, giving that a good vacuum, and then I'll be putting down some bilge paint. As I'm painting it, just before I return the ballast, I'll be using some tile spacers underneath the ballast, so that lifts the ballast up from the base plate, from the actual metal floor. So if we do get a leak or an ingress of water in there, it will be able to run underneath the ballast. Otherwise that ballast, those concrete blocks, are just going to soak up the water. We don't want that to happen. Whilst I'm doing that, if my battening arrives and my timber uprights, I'll be installing those at the same time, and I'll show you all this. I'm expecting a delivery of plywood in the next week or so, so it's my intention to get at least one portion, or at least two sections of the boat ready to install that final flooring. I was going to use marine ply, but I think I'm going to use just the hardwood ply and give it a couple of coats of good quality yacht varnish, and then put that down. The internal measurements of the cabin space on the boat, it's obviously 6'10" wide, or just under at the base, at the floor level, and I've actually got just over 44 feet of cabin space. So I'll be using 8x4 foot ply for the floor, so that equates to 5 full sheets, and then oddments at each side, maybe 2 foot, 2.5 foot at each end of the boat. That ply, that hardwood ply that I'll be using for the base, 18mm hardwood ply, needs to be coated with some sort of preservative or protection from the ingress of water. I'm going to be using good quality yacht varnish. So once that ply arrives, I need to give each side 2 coats of yacht varnish before I put it down. And as you can see on the boat, I don't actually have a lot of room. I don't have a workshop nearby, so everything I'm doing is going to be weather dependent if I'm doing it outside, or I need to be able to do it on the boat. Like I mentioned last time, the junction box is gone, and that's now been replaced by a double socket, and I've also routed temporarily some Arctic cable all the way down the boat, so it's giving me some power at the bow of the boat without having to use extension cables, just so I can actually lift the temporary floor. As you can see, certain things have been happening here on the boat. I've moved everything to the stern end at the moment. What I'm doing today is lifting all of this temporary OSB subfloor boarding, and then cleaning out all of the spray foam and the sand that's gathered from the grit blasting underneath the floor. So all of these bricks, these concrete bricks, the ballast, all of them will be vacuumed out. That's today's task. It's a lovely day again outside. Shame I'm stuck in this steel tube, but hey ho, it's a boat. I need to get it into some workable condition. I've rented the space for 6 months, so my time will be up in September time, and then I need to make a decision. Do I go onto the water, or do I stay on the field until early April next year, March, April next year? I would like to get on the water. Excuse me. As long as this boat has got the floor down and I've got my basic services in here, such as drinking water and some auxiliary power in the form of a few leisure batteries, and they're wired up, and of course some pair of navigation lights and a horn, then I should be fit to go on the water. That's what I'd like to do. I can still be fitting out this boat while I'm floating, whether it be as a continuous cruiser or moored up somewhere in a marina where they don't mind you making a bit of noise while you're doing a boat up. Even if they do, I can always drive out of the marina onto the cut and do it there. But that's my immediate, they are my immediate plans. The only thing that will get in the way of that, or possibly slow that down, are my work commitments. I'm not talking about boat work, I'm talking about work commitments as in job for a living. And again, in a later video, or maybe even on a Q&A live, I'll tell you more about me, more about my background, why I wanted to buy a boat, etc. So if you want to know that, do subscribe. Make sure you've subscribed to my YouTube channel and to my Facebook channel, and then you'll be notified in due course of that. Hello, the planes are flying again. I don't think it's an Airbus 380 or whatever they are. It sounds like a small Cessna, but there's air traffic above my head again. Another thing that's happened today is the engineer, Jim's been along and he's actually put the propeller on and got the engine working. So I was really pleased to hear that. Unfortunately, I was away from the boat when he initially switched that on. I think he's still got a little bit more work to do tomorrow, but it's getting there. It's a gorgeous day today. Let's hope we have a few more of them like this. I think in Scotland it's actually been snowing, and that's the last thing that I want. Let's have a look at the engine. There she is. Well, I think it's a she. The boat's a she, so yeah, we'll take the engine as being female, although I suppose in today's age it should be gender neutral. It's a Beta 43 engine, so it's 43 horsepower, I think. I don't know a lot about engines, I'm still learning, but there she is. I've still got to install a bilge pump. As you can see, there's a bit of water on the starboard side because the boat's not actually level in this field, which is not surprising really. If it was to be level and we had a big downfall, the weight would probably tilt it anyway. Kettle's boiled. Time for a cup of tea, a brew. I do enjoy my tea. I enjoy my beer, especially the American hoppy craft beers, but I do enjoy my tea as well. This is Yorkshire tea, that good old stuff from Harrogate, where the whippets live, and them old men smoking pipes and all that. And I've also got Tetleys behind me. Big bag of Tetleys, 420 bags. That should keep me going for a while. It reminds me of beer as well. Tetley. I'm going to enjoy this. Get the milk. I'm having to store milk at the moment in a I don't know, they call them cooler bags, freezer bag? No, not a freezer bag, a cooler bag with some sort of frozen blocks of that blue coolant at the side. Although I'm using long life milk, so to be honest, it's not really going to go off in a hurry, and I soon get through it with the amount of tea I drink. In fact, thinking about it, a kettle is not really big enough for me. I'm going to have to think about that and maybe go one up from a kettle. Anyway, cheers. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, stay safe. See you next time.